Welcome to Estate Planning Basics with Larry Parman. Mr. Parman is the CEO and founder of Parman and Easterday, a law firm that practices exclusively in estate planning, elder law, and business succession planning. In this series, Mr. Parman will dive deep into important aspects of estate planning, challenges in the realm of elder law, and tips on how to successfully transition your business. Here's Larry Parman.
So today we're in Egypt, around the Aswan Dam area, actually in southern Egypt. The dam itself is something marvelous to behold. There are actually two Aswan dams. But today we're at the temple at Philae. We're nearing the end of our trip in the Aswan area. And thinking about different estate planning concepts, and it's hard to pick one that's relevant to where we are. But anytime you think about a temple, you think about history, you think about the hieroglyphics that tell the story of the ancient Egyptian community, much like the Bible tells the story of Christianity, and before that, Genesis, Abraham, Isaac, and so forth, the crusades of the travels of the Jewish people to the Promised Land, and so forth. So, just make a couple points about your assets in the trust. Sometimes people say, well, what assets do we put in the trust? And I know I've covered this before, but it bears repeating. So here's the general rule. First of all, just keep everything simple and start with the proposition that all the assets you own should be titled in the name of your trust, if you're using a trust as the foundation of your plan. But there are some exceptions, specifically 3. So before we go to the exceptions, let's just give a couple examples. So bank accounts, your interest in privately owned companies, such as LLCs, S corporations, and so forth. Your mutual funds, your real estate, your farmland, even your equipment, your crops and storage if you're a farm and ranch operation. So what are the exceptions to this general rule? Number 1, your retirement accounts. And by retirement accounts, I mean your IRAs, your 401ks, 457s, 403bs, and so forth. Those remain titled in your individual name. However, they are connected to your trust by the appropriate beneficiary designation. So for example, if you're married, you would likely name your spouse as the primary beneficiary and the trust as the second beneficiary. Second exception would be annuities. If you own an annuity, the same principle would apply. Pardon me. Specifically, somewhere in the beneficiary designation sequence, your trust is going to be included. Finally, life insurance. Typically, life insurance remains in the name of the owner, which is typically the insured, which is often yourself. In that case, again, you would name beneficiaries. And somewhere in the sequence, either as the primary beneficiary or the contingent or secondary beneficiary, you would name the trust. So anyway, that's a quick review of how you title assets if using a trust as the foundation of your plan. General rule, all assets named in the trust or titled in the trust. 3 exceptions, retirement accounts, annuities, and life insurance. More later from Egypt. Hope you guys are having a great day.
If you would like to learn more about creating an estate plan for your family, protecting your assets if you have to go into a nursing home, or transitioning your business, call 405-843-6100 or send an email to info@parmalaw.com. That's 405-843-6100 and info@parmalaw.com. Thank you.